Welcome in. Today we're going to be talking about a coming-of-age drama film called Bob Trevino Likes It, and this is probably a film that you probably have not have heard of, and because there's been no marketing for it whatsoever, I actually wanted to see this film in theaters, and I didn't get a chance to because it wasn't available in my area, so I finally got a chance to check it out now that it's available to check out on VOD. This film has a director named Tracie Laymon, in which this is her directorial debut, and it's based on a true story as well. And the film, it stars Barbie Ferreira and John Leguizamo. Now, what is this film about? Because you're asking yourself, okay, coming of age, is this like every other coming of age movie? I would say no. I think it's a unique movie, but it's about a 20-something-year-old woman named Lily Trevino. She accidentally befriends a guy named Bob Trevino, who she thinks is her father, and it's actually another man who is married, and she befriends this guy and starts to form a relationship with him. Now, this movie is absolutely excellent. I would just say off the top that this is a film that I definitely recommend. I relate very hard to this movie. And I'll start off by saying that Lily Trevino, so her character, she is just recently going through a bad breakup. She actually got cheated on by her boyfriend. And in the beginning of this film, we see that she has a very strained relationship with her dad. Apparently, her mother left at a very young age, so she doesn't have a mother in the picture. So she's dealing with her dad, who lives in a retirement home, and he's trying to hook up with pretty much every lady there and try to find, I guess, the love of his life, so to speak. And at one point, they go on this date, and Lily is with him on this date, which is very odd, going out on a date with another woman and you have your daughter there, but whatever, that's how it was in this movie. So they're sitting there at dinner and she's asking all these questions, and because he is basically hitting up like everybody in the retirement home, she asks her all these different questions that doesn't even necessarily relate to her. It's to another person, and this woman gets turned off, and she turns this guy down. And then her father pretty much abandons her. And so throughout this movie, she's trying to reconnect with her father, and accidentally trying to reconnect online, she meets this guy that's also Bob Trevino, which is John Leguizamo. So what I could say about this film is, with Barbie Ferreira's character here, I felt sorry for her. She is a character here that is longing for just existing and trying to find her way. You know, she's in her 20s. She has a friend who is wheelchair bound, and so she lives with her at this place. And she's just really trying to connect online. Whenever she posts, she really doesn't have any friends. And, you know, I can really relate to that in a way, but I think a lot of people can. I think a lot of us are really longing for a connection, and I like that this movie, it's about connection. It's about changing someone's life. And even though you have two people here where you have someone that's in their 20s and then someone that's maybe in their 40s or 50s, the fact that they can connect, and just on like the smallest and simplest things of life. I felt sorry for Barbie Ferreira's character here because she's going through a lot as a 20-something-year-old woman. Here she is, she's going through a really bad relationship in which she just got cheated on. She doesn't really have any friends. She's trying to connect. Then she has a father that's so self-centered and up his ass throughout this entirety of this movie that he doesn't even care to even talk to his daughter and actually get to her feelings. She has to go to therapy because this man just never listens to her. And I can really relate to that. Unfortunately, I have a parent that's the same way, that doesn't listen to me whatsoever, very self-centered and very much in the way of just caring about themselves. And it's just very unfortunate. And I know there are people out there that probably deal with something of those nature. And I think with this movie, it's one of those movies that I think a lot of people can connect on. I don't think it's just women. I think men as well. I think a lot of us in our lifetime, we are trying to connect with someone. We are trying to just live like the simplest things of life. And this is what this movie is trying to do. It's trying to celebrate life and try to show that, you know, you're going to go through trying times and hard times, but there are actual bright lights at the end of the tunnel for certain aspects of life that you can find. Of course, there's going to be dark moments, and I think this movie does show the dark moments. And what I liked about this film is, even though you have two characters who are definitely very different stages of their life, they've had tragedies from their past. They've had different things they've had to handle in their past. But then there's just certain things with these characters that the littlest of things make them happy. And I think in general, for us as humans, the littlest of things make us happy. A pet may make us happy. Money make us happy. Being with someone may make us happy. Just the littlest of things in life really make us happy. So I like that this film, it connects on that kind of level. I think the film, it's shot fine. I think the camera work is done pretty well. Music is pretty adequate for what this film is trying to do. But I think mostly what I really enjoyed about this film is not only could I relate to a lot of things that were really going on in it, I thought it was very well acted. There's real emotions in here. There's real thoughts, and there's real things that a lot of us really go through life. So I think this just has so much relatability in which you watch something like this. I think we can all kind of gather something from it and think, oh yeah, I felt that way at some point, or oh yeah, I've gone through that in my life. So I think it's from that point being a very raw movie, and a movie that I would say the only negative I didn't like about this movie, and I think maybe it's going into the true story aspect. I know that it is based on a true story on the director's life, though there is a certain point in here when they end this film that I was thinking, okay, so there's a certain thing that isn't necessarily wrapped up to show, like, where did that actually go? And I wish they wrap that up just a little bit more. I don't know if that's something where it's still ongoing, or it's something where they just didn't really want to include it in the movie, or they kind of ran out of budget and time, maybe on that aspect. And maybe also too, like, certainly with this film, trying to paint positive things in this movie, even though there is negative things that happen within each character's lives here, and just past things as well. I think the way that it was painted, I think the way that they ended this film, I think they wanted to paint it in a certain light and kind of wrap it up in a way that, you know, has a very touching moment, a very human moment. And I think that's what this film is trying to do. It's trying to show a lot of human connection. And even though it's showing like tragedies and certain things where a character is going through certain flaws, it's showing that even though you have two characters that are necessarily not anywhere near close of age, that people can still connect on a friendship level. I think sometimes we forget to really connect on a friendship level. We get very much hesitant to really do anything. You know, we're on social media, and even though we have, I don't know, maybe 5,000 friends on Facebook, we don't really talk to any of them. We don't really connect. We forget to connect as humans. And I think this film is the perfect film to show, like, you can have human connection even in an accidental situation, as this film actually, you know, comes to be, and how the story actually comes to be. You know, you can still find that connection in the end. So as far as a score for me, I would give it a 4.5 out of 5. I think this is an excellent film. Right now, I put this in about the second place this year as far as like one of my favorite films. I definitely think you guys should check it out. Like I said, well-acted film, shot well, very good story as well. Coming of age, if you like those kinds of stories. And if you like human connection and just, you know, showing certain tragedies and then showing, you know, some brightness within some of the darkness as well, I think that you will definitely enjoy this movie. But if you have checked out this movie, let me know in the comments, what did you guys think of it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you just think it was kind of meh? Thank you guys for watching as always, and I will see you guys next time.